So today we're going to shoot a quick video about scraper blades and how to adjust the scraper blades. You can see we've got two machines in the workshop. They're in the final stages of production, and we're just about to install the top of the launders. But while we've got it apart, it's a good time to you can look inside the drum and see how we set the scraper blades and talk a little bit about the scraper blades. So Treve's got a scraper blade in his hand there. That's an example of it, and you can see there that you've got two shoulder bolts, a retainer washer, and then the scraper blade itself. Now the shoulder bolts can be reused, but every time if they are replaced, we recommend putting a new nylock nut on the back to make sure that they're retained properly. But like I said, the shoulder bolts can be reused if necessary. The other thing is to look at the section of the blade. If you look at the end of it, you can see that it's a slightly different shape. It's got more of a backing on the back, and that's reason is so that when it's pulling stuff forward, if you turn it around that way, when it's pulling stuff forward, it's stronger behind it, so it'll allow it to flex and coming back that way exactly. So it will come that way, but we've already talked about the direction of rotation in another video, so this goes to show that you can be used in one direction only. So if we look at the scraper blade against the drum, it's at 45 degrees, and you should see it at a 30 degrees, sorry, at a nice clean angle, and when it's put in there, you can see that it forms a perfect fit against the polyurethane lining of the drum. Now, when we install these, that should have a little bit of pressure on it. So Treve will show you now about how we adjust the blades. So there's four retaining bolts on each arm. All they need to do is loosen them, and I think that's good. I think everybody gets the idea about loosening them. It's a bit out of focus, so I have to go on the other side anyway. And what you should do, of course, is you should loosen these the bolts. Right, now we've been interrupted by the phone. We'll get back to the video. So we're showing how to adjust the arm. These bolts ideally would be loosened to make it easier to adjust the arm. But Treve's got a pry bar in there showing where it goes. Just lever it out. It can be tapped out. We can also use a copper hammer to drive it out, not your hand. And when they're adjusted, there should be a little bit of a force on them. So if you look back there, there should always be a little bit of a force on, preload on them. So if you look at these ones, Treve's going to put a straight edge along it. You can see here, if I get back there, you can see that that's preloaded. There's a gap at the front of it to show that blade is pushed back a little bit. The drum is pushing it back and leaving a little bit of a gap there at the front of the blade, and that's about ideal. It's about a 2 millimeter gap at the back there, and you can see that you can't get anything in there. If it will work if there's a little bit of a gap there as it wears. The bed in the drum will still form, and the blades will still act, and they'll still push it the concentrate forward. It's maybe not as efficient as it would be. One point is when these blades, typically we say they last about 6 months and should be replaced. It's easier, we find, to take the arm out completely and remove the accelerator or distributor rings, and take the arm out completely and change it in the workshop. It's easier to do that and then reinstall everything against it. Now the blades can wear. These blades are steel structure inside, but they're also lead weighted, so that when there's a centrifugal force against it, it is moving it out against the drum, so that it forms a nice angle with the drum, a nice contact for scraping action. Anyway, that's a little bit about our scraper system and how to adjust them.